When I started out 12 years ago, every bottle of mezcal had a, uh, a moth larvae in the bottom, a gusano. Now it's the exception rather than the rule. So I've changed that because I don't know any producers that have offered me a worm with their mezcal, or salt or lime. It's like there's salt and lime on every Mexican table. You have soup, you grab some lime and squeeze it. You have a taco, you grab some lime and squeeze it. Salt, it's very polite to stick your finger in a bowl like that, wet it, and take salt, or a pinch and just throw it in your mouth. So people that had a bad tequila or a bad mezcal on the table shot it down to get past their palate, and then put salt and lime because it was right on the table to get rid of that horrible taste. Well, this stuff isn't horrible. It's incredible. It's so simple. And it has, every different village has the touch, the hand of the maker. It's incredible. There's 7 different things that create flavor in mezcal, okay? The first, of course, is the variety of the plant. The mezcal changes, its flavor changes by variety, okay? So the very first one, there's a dozen different Maguey that produce good mezcal. And this is one of them. Anyway, the first is the agave. Then the second is the soil where the plant grows, because there's from what these Indian farmers tell me, there's tierra blanca, which is alkaline soil. You can grow good agave in alkaline soil. There's tierra amarilla, that's granite-rich, rock granite-rich soil, like grapes, like it a lot because it's well drained. There's tierra roja, which is iron-rich, volcanic soil. And, that's what they have up in the tequila region. We have it here, too. And then there's tierra negra, which is humus-rich soil. Not good for agave, okay? So the soil adds a flavor component. We like tierra amarilla because the plant takes 8 to 12 years to mature, and it's pulling minerals and flavors from the earth. Water is not good. You never irrigate agave, maguey, because the plant opens its pores at night and absorbs moisture from the atmosphere, okay? During the rainy season, our producer of Tobola, for example, will not harvest Tobola because the water comes up through the roots and makes the plant bitter. So, the plant species, the soil, the altitude. The altitude is important because every 100 meters, every 300 feet, the microbes in the air change. There are different species, 300 feet up, different microbes living in the air. What are the microbes for? Well, everyone that produces commercial tequila or mezcal throws in chemicals to make it ferment. It ferments in 2 days. It renders 50% more alcohol. We wait 4 days to 30 days for airborne microbes to eat the fructose, the sweet, and excrete alcohol. And that's fermentation, it's conversion. So the airborne microbes that change by altitude are very important. The next thing, or maybe that's number 3. The following thing is the kind of wood that you use to heat the rocks that you roast the hearts on. It gives a different flavor. Danzantes uses mesquite. We use primavera, we use oak, we use like other hardwoods, but we don't use mesquite. Mesquite gives a specific flavor. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 things. Okay. 5, the water of the village. Where does the water come in? After the hearts are ground, all of the fiber, all of the meats, all of the liquids are scooped up and put into outdoor oak fermentation tanks. And for 2 days, their fermentation is going on, and you can put your head against the side of the tank and you can hear it. But then 5 to 10% village water is added, okay? And at that point, and it's stirred, and it's called formulación, formulating. At that point, you've given all these microbes a beautiful medium to reproduce in and to like really go to work. And these bubbles coming up, the carbon dioxide that they excrete, are really strong. And then after 2 more days, the ferment is patted down, and it's like a lunar surface with little tiny holes with as we've seen, with the gas escaping. The water of the village definitely gives a flavor profile. Some villages have river water, as in San Luis del Rio. Chichicapa and Minas have well water. Santo Domingo, Alvarado, and our Tobala have Menanchal spring water, where it just comes gushing out of the side of a mountain. So the water component absolutely has a flavor effect. That's 5 things. 6th thing, hand of the maker. Everybody has their touch. Faustino in Chichicapa, when I met him 12 years ago, was 30 years old, young guy, right? Poor, rented other people's palenques. The village president said, "What are you working with this guy for? You know, he's so poor." No. Come with me. Come meet my compadres, you know. And I tried their, I didn't want to, but I had to try their stuff, and it was horrible. It was a lie, you know. But I couldn't say that, but I said, Faustino may be poor, may be humble, but he's honest, and he makes the best mezcal in your whole village, so I'm working with him. And he, first grade education, closed his eyes, and he's looking at atomic particles. Mezcal and water don't mix, meaning after the distillation, you add water to it, it destroys the mouthfeel. The other thing he said is, cook it too fast, burn the flavor. You want to produce? Cook it fast, you know. Turn out some crap, but volumes, right? So the hand of the maker, old Florencio, 78 years old, can use 3 or 4 different kinds of agave, and it always tastes like his mezcal. Other people use a different agave, it has a different flavor. That guy has so much control and understanding. He says mezcal is really delicate. If a guy comes back from lunch and he's washed his hands with a perfumed soap, he sends him home. No. He doesn't want that perfume to get into his mezcal, you know. He says it's very delicate, and it's really true. So he has that ultimate knowledge and control of 58 years of making mezcal, and his flavor profile never changes, right? Everyone else's village, from batch to batch, tastes greener. Where'd that apple come from? Where's that limon, you know? Where's that citrus flavor coming from? But blindfolded, you can tell which village these mezcal came from and which maker they came from. So that's 6 things, okay? The final thing, what's the final thing? The final flavor component is time. These things are made really slow. We're discovering this new movement called slow food. These guys have been doing it slow for 500 years. And any step of the way, I mean, I'm tempted sometimes to go, oh, if you just did this, it'd, you know. Then I go, no. You can't do that. You know, you cannot put your hand in there. These guys are masters. You're bringing their flavor to the world. You know, and every step that you speed it up, you lose flavor. These things are so full of flavor because they're slow. So slow food, I don't know, Gary Nabhan, ethnobotanist, head of Slow Food of Arizona, got 4 bottles from me for all the directors worldwide for a meeting with, like, the world directors of slow food for them to taste, But they haven't recognized us or invited us anywhere, just this one guy, Gary Nabhan, it's like presented our stuff, So time is one of the most important factors in a good mezcal.